The last weekend of August, I joined 140 or more writers at the 2025 edition of the Stockholm Writers Festival, which is called SWF 25. It was the 8th Stockholm Writers Festival and the 5th that I had attended live. What's your reaction to that? I'm sometimes asked why I go. Surely, people say, once was enough. Surely nowadays you can get all the input that you need online. If that's your reaction, or if you are a writer who hasn't yet participated in a writers' conference, then I hope this video will explain why I go back, and why you might want to as well. I'm going to try and keep this short. Simultaneously with this video, I'm publishing an edited video diary from the festival. That video is a great deal longer and more for people who were there or for whom the SWF holds a special place in their hearts. Or I suppose for people who are interested in my destiny and adventures. This video includes some of the same film sequences, but it has a different focus. As I said at the beginning, when I talk about the Stockholm Writers Festival with writer friends, I sometimes hear things like, well, once you've done a writing course, even online or on YouTube, there's nothing new to learn at a festival. Well, my experience is different. Yes, you will hear familiar advice, but in a live setting, it makes a different impression. For example, this SWF started for me with an intensive 2-hour workshop with British author Mike Gale. The things I found most interesting here were the writing exercises that Mike led. The brainstorm exercise, which had the whole 25 of us who were taking part coming up with ideas for a story out of nowhere, just by answering a series of questions. And Mike's recommendation to early on find a log line for your story and to use that as your guiding light as you write your draft. Neither of these ideas were revolutionary, and you may even have come across them in online courses, but meeting them in a live situation with a bunch of other people equally as fired up as you about writing, it gives you a whole new perspective. So it's less about learning something new than about deepening your understanding, getting inspiration, and a practical demonstration of how others put these ideas into practice. Another thing that I hear is these festivals are just platforms for authors and publishers to promote their books. And that's true. Partly, yes, the writers are at the festival to promote their books. Yes, the publishers are there to promote their authors. And yes, the agents, the editors, the service providers are there to promote themselves or their companies. But I don't see that as a negative. It's how the industry works. And being in the same space lets you observe it up close. Why not take the opportunity to promote yourself? I mean, you won't be out of place after all. You get to interact with some of these people. You get to have conversations, to ask questions, to get answers. And sometimes you can buy a book and get it signed and start a conversation with the author. About the social nature of festivals and conferences, I hear people say the social opportunities don't matter. You'll never see those people again. Well, maybe. But that underestimates the value of simply talking shop with other writers. Even brief encounters sharpen your sense of belonging to a larger community. Other writers are our peers. More than anyone else, they are the ones who understand. Here's another thought. Most writing, in my experience, is a solitary activity, but we populate our stories, by and large, with characters interacting with one another. If we do not interact with other people ourselves, might we find writing about interactions more difficult? And some of those fleeting contacts do last, especially if you go to more conferences and meet one another again. Some might lead to collaborations. You never know. Making new friends as adults is notoriously difficult, but one step on the way is, at a festival, to share impressions while they are fresh, to perhaps over a cup of coffee, perhaps over a glass of beer, perhaps over a meal, to talk to other people. About the opportunity to meet literary agents at a festival, I've heard people say, meeting agents is pointless. There is no guarantee they'll be interested in your manuscript. I think I might have said that myself at one time. And it's true, there are no guarantees, but here's the thing. Sending a query into the void is one experience. Sitting across the table from an agent, pitching your book, and hearing a live reaction, well, that's another. Even if nothing comes of it, you leave, hopefully, with more confidence, and sometimes more does come out of it. At SWF 25, we heard from Sophie Austin, the newly published author of The Lamplighter's Bookshop, how she found her agent at SWF 19. And I had the experience of pitching my own SF novel to literary agent John Baker, who was sufficiently interested to ask me to send him the first 3 chapters once I have a manuscript I'm pleased with. For me, the SWF is not just about learning or networking or pitching. It is about energy. It's about stepping out of my private writing sphere and into a hall full of other people who take this strange business that we do of writing as seriously as me. That's something you just cannot get from a video or a course followed at a distance, or from a book. I hope you found this helpful. If so, you can give me a thumbs up, or you can subscribe for more. And if you want more about the Stockholm Writers Festival 2025, you can view my somewhat longer video diary. With any luck, YouTube will be promoting that somewhere around here. If not, there will be a link in the description. So thanks for viewing this, and cheerio till the next video.